Hey everybody, this is Brian Hellman from BetweenTheLicks.com, here to give you guys another free guitar lesson. And it's been a little while since my last lesson. I've been busy. Believe it or not, the summer was a little crazier than I thought. So I thought I'd make up with it with a big lesson. This one has probably 6 or 7 licks in it. And then the next one, which is the second part of this series, it's going to have even more licks. And maybe if I really feel guilty for not having a lot of stuff up, there'll be another part with even more licks. And basically all I'm going to do is play these licks over a blues progression. I'm going to show you, as I'm playing it, kind of what makes them interesting. We're going to start off with this lick that uses double stops, which are great if you don't know what they are. It's time you learn. They're basically just using 2 notes at the same time. And just listen and you'll see what I mean. If you notice right there, just instead of just suddenly it just gets fatter. You're not doing single note lines. It's a great way to learn that stuff. So the next lick is kind of get you outside of the box using notes that aren't in the blues scale per se as passing tones. So I'll play this one slow and then I'll speed it up for it. And basically I'm not playing notes in the blues scale, but if you play it fast enough you really don't notice it. And you can do that with other licks and other places. That works really well. You don't always have to stick to the blues scale per se. Alright, the next one I got is a little bit of an old school lick. And then I'm playing around with that dominant 7th there. Kind of gives it, you know. And that little lick I play here, it's not that hard. It's just running down chromatic right there. And you just, you don't even need to pick them. It just slides right down. And you practice that, you can move that little technique around to other places too. So here's another one that uses double stops, but it's really using chord shapes to kind of fill out the double stops. I'll show you that right here. And this little just outlines an A7 chord, and it's a great way to get those double stops in without really getting anything weird or reaching for stuff. Because I mean, you can use these chord shapes; they're pretty much laid out there for you. And then the next part was just come up to that major 3rd, and then to that dominant 7th. It's fits right in there in the chords again. So it's a great way to fill in stuff just using these notes from the chords that are already there. Sometimes they're not in the blues scale. It's not too big of a deal. If it fits somewhere, it fits good enough. So the next lick I got is a lick that uses double stops again, but it's a little quicker and it uses a little trill too. And I'll play that for you real quick. And it's kind of quick. But it's not too bad. And uses those double stops. Makes it a little more interesting. You're not only playing single note lines, like I said. A couple of these concepts can be moved other places. And basically, suddenly you got fatter licks just by adding an extra note in there. So let's move on to the D chord. When you move chords, usually in a blues progression, you just have 1 or 2 notes that you can add or you shouldn't play based on, you know, where you're moving. On the D, there's the F sharp, which is the major 3rd, and then there's the C, which is the flat 7th. Are 2 notes that are great to add in there. So, for example, let's try this lick I got right here. It goes. And that lick, basically, sticking to the blues scale, and then it plays this F sharp, and then that 6th that bends up to that C. And on that root of the A, to come back to the A always sounds really nice. And I mean this. You end on that A, it makes it tie together really nicely, and you're not kind of hung out left to dry, whatever you want to say, and sounding kind of silly playing the wrong note, because it all ties back together. Here's another lick for you. Kind of the same concept. It does that same bend on the 6 and then ends on the root of the A as it comes back around. And doing the same thing. Using that major third, using the C bending, and then that B, which is the 6, and bending up to the C, and then ending on that A there. And coming back to the A7 chord, of course, and then moving on to the E, the D, and then the A. I'll cover that, and the next part. So, this is a little bit of a long-winded lesson. I hope you could pay attention the full time. You can get all the tabs, as usual, from the website, and you can grab some new jam tracks that I've just put up not too long ago. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. Hop on the forum, ask any questions, give me some recommendations, what I should be playing, what I should be showing in my lessons. If you have something you really want to see, just let me know and I'll try to fit it in there. And till next time.